slow up, no I don't take shit, I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Mining basics, which comes in Unit 1. So let's see what is data mining. Data mining is the process of searching and analyzing a large batch of raw data in order to identify patterns and extract useful information. For example, what is mining? Mining means to dig something so that you can get something useful. For example, you will dig the surface so that you can get any useful metals, or you can get gold, or you can get diamond. So that's why you mine the surface. So in data mining also, you will mine the data so that you can get something useful and something informational from that data. So what is data mining? It's a set of techniques to extract valuable information from large data volume. So see the right side, there are 4 categories of information gathered from data mining. First, we'll start from raw data, and in that, from raw data we get some information, and from that information we get knowledge, and from that knowledge we get the wisdom for decision making, for predicting something. So we will apply statistics or artificial intelligence to extract valuable information from large database. So that is how data mining works. We are mining the data so that we can get something useful. You can get something useful information from that data, so that we can use that knowledge for future prediction or for decision making purpose. So these are all the types of data that can be mined. So there are flat files, relational database, the table type of data, transactional database, spatial database, data warehouse, multimedia type of database, video, images, audio, then time series database, date, time, then World Wide Web database. So you will see in detail about the types of data. So these are all the types of data that can be mined. First one is spatial database. In spatial database, you will have geographical data, for example, map related data, coordinates of location and lines and different types of shapes, like etc. So flat file database means, which is binary data or text related data. So relational database means is structured data which comes only in table, rows and columns. And transactional database, which is the data collection organized by timestamps, dates and transactions. And in multimedia database, video, images, audio, text, etc. And in data warehouse, the data warehouse is the data collected and integrated from one or more resources, which is the data storage. So in World Wide Web, which is web or online data, time series data, that is seconds, minutes, hours or dates, like that. So next one is data mining patterns. So there are different patterns where the data can be mined. So first, classification, you have clustering, regression, outer, sequential patterns, prediction and association rules. We will see in detail about this in the next slides. So these are all the data mining patterns. First one is classification. By the name itself, you can understand what is classification. Classification means you will classify the raw data so that you can get a particular pattern on some data. We are classifying the raw data so that you can get some pattern. So clustering is the opposite of classification. Classification is we are dividing the data. Clustering means we are grouping the data. We are grouping the data to find some pattern. Then regression means we are identifying, analyzing the relationship between some data, relationship between some variables. So one data can be related to another data. So next one is association rules. How one data is associated with another data, how one item is associated with another item. For example, you can see bread is associated with butter and jam. For example, if you go to any market or supermarket, bread will be kept, and beside the bread you will have butter or jam next to it. So this is one item is associated with another item, so that the customer, if the customer buys the bread, they will also buy butter and jam. So that is the association between one item and another item. So outer detection means it is the opposite of association. Association means match of data. Outer detection means the data which do not match with one another. For example, for bread you can take which does not match. For bread we can take ghee. We will not match ghee with bread. So that is which the item which do not match with another item, that is outer detection. So 6.1 sequential patterns. So it is to discover or identify similar patterns or trends, which will have the data which has the similar patterns. To identify this one, we'll go with the technique sequential patterns. So next one is prediction. So prediction means we will gather the previous raw data and we will predict with past data. So you can take the example of weather prediction. We will get the past updates of weather, and using that updates we will predict the future weather. So that is called prediction. So next one, steps in data mining process. So you can see these steps from data to knowledge. In between that you have many steps. So after following these steps only you can get the knowledge from your raw data. First we will start with the selection of data. We will select the particular data, relevant data, which is by using which we are going to mine the data. From data we are selecting the data, that is targeted data, and using that data first we will pre-process the data. Pre-process means we will clean that data. We will clean unnecessary data. We will remove any mistakes in the data. We will remove the duplication in the data. So these steps happens in pre-processing. We will after that transforming the data to a particular format. After transforming the data only you can able to mine the data perfectly. So next step is transformation. You are transforming the data to a particular format so that can be suitable for the data mining. Next one is data mining. Here only you are mining the data, and next one, after mining the data you will get some patterns of the data, like we discussed the patterns before. You will get classification patterns, regression patterns. So you will get different patterns of the data. By using that patterns you will evaluate the data. From that you will get the knowledge for decision making. So we will see the steps in detail. So the data mining process is divided into two parts. One is data pre-processing and next one is data mining. So as I already told you, data pre-processing follows data cleaning, data integration, data reduction, data transformation, and data discretization. So data mining process follows data mining, pattern evaluation, and knowledge representation of data. So first one, in data pre-processing, why we pre-process the data? What is the purpose of pre-processing the data? So that we can make the data accurate, so that we can make the data complete, consistent, and timeliness. So for this purpose only we have to pre-process the data. Without pre-processing the data you cannot mine the data. You will not get the proper result without pre-processing the data. So that's why you have to pre-process the data. First step in pre-processing is data cleaning. Data cleaning means to remove the dirty data and which produces the inaccurate results. So removal of noisy or incomplete data from the collection, and there we follow many methods in data cleaning. So to remove the unnecessary data, to remove the dirty data. Next one is data integration. From different resources we integrate the data. There can be many resources, video resources, image resources, text resources, or database, data cubes or files. From different resources we gather the data for data mining. Next one is data reduction. Data reduction means from a big amount of data we are taking only relevant data for which we are going to mine the data. We are removing any irrelevant data. What we are for the purpose is for which purpose we are going to mine the data. Other data we don't need that. So we have to obtain relevant data by removing the unnecessary data. Next one is data transformation. We have to transform the as I already told you, we have to transform the data to a suitable format so that data mining can happen smoothly. Next one is at the end, data discretization. So it refers to a method of converting a huge number of data values into smaller ones. That is converting attribute values of continuous data into a finite set of intervals with minimum data loss. We are converting a large huge data into smaller values. So these were all the steps followed in data pre-processing. Next we will go to the steps followed in data mining. So in data mining you already know we mine the data so that we can get any useful information, which is identifying interesting patterns and knowledge from a large amount of data. That only happens in data mining. After mining the data we will get some pattern, that is classification pattern, regression, or any clustering pattern. We will get any association pattern. We will get any type of pattern from the data. By using that pattern we get some knowledge. After getting the knowledge we will prepare some reports or tables, or we will visualize the data so that can be understood easily. So these were all the steps followed in data mining. Let's revise. So in steps in data mining process, there were two steps. It was divided into two parts, that is data pre-processing and data mining. In data pre-processing, we followed the method data cleaning, data integration, data reduction, data transformation, and data discretization. And in data mining, we followed the steps: first data mining, then after that we found the pattern, then after that we evaluated the pattern, then we discovered the knowledge for decision making. So next, technologies used for data mining. What are all the technologies which are used for data mining? First one is database technology, which you already know, that is structured data or unstructured data can be there. Then statistics type of technology. Then visualization. After identifying the knowledge, we visualize the data so that can be understood easily. Then other disciplines, the information science is there, then machine learning. So these were all the different technologies used for data mining. We'll see in detail. So first is statistics. Statistics means you already know, it studies collection, analysis, interpretation and presentation of data. How the data is presented, how the data is interpreted, and what all the analysis happens in the data and how we collect the data. The next one is information retrieval. It's science of searching for information in the documents. Just we get the raw data and how we can able to get some information, how we can able to retrieve some information from that raw data. Next one is database technology. We are going to store the data in a particular format. It focuses on the creation, maintenance and use of databases for organization and end users. Next one is machine learning. So machine learning is a branch of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, you already know, artificial intelligence is the it's like mimicking the human mind, that is artificial intelligence, to tell shortly. And machine learning is a branch of artificial intelligence and computer science which focuses on the use of data and algorithms to imitate the way the humans learn. Like you know that artificial intelligence is the imitating the human mind. So machine learning is the use of data and algorithms to make the machine imitate the way that humans learn. So that is called machine learning. So data visualization means we are visualizing the data, we are showing the data in a format that can be so that easily knowledge can be discovered from that data visualization. Data visualization is simply the representation of data through use of common graphics such as charts, plots and graph trees, infographics and even animations. So these visual displays of information communicate complex data relationship and data driven insights in a way that is easy to understand. That is already told you. So data visualization, why we visualize the data means so that easily knowledge can be discovered, easily decision can be made by seeing the visualization of data. So next one, what all the issues happens in while data mining. So there are three issues. First one is mining methodology. Issues can happen in mining methodology and user interaction, and there can be performance issues, and there can be diverse data types issues. There can be many types of data: video type of data, text type of data, flat files you have, or a structured type of data, unstructured type of data. So there can be many type of data, and mining those data can be issues. Sometimes the performance can go low, sometimes there can be mismatch in the performance. So these are that is performance issues. Mining methodology, there can be we have to follow many methods for mining the data, so that can also be an issues. Next one, what is data objects? So data sets are made up of data object. A data object represents an entity, a real one entity. For example, see that sales database is a data object, medical database is a data object, university database is a data object. For example, you can take the student database, that is data object. In sales database, you will have a customer, store items, sales, and in medical database, you will be having patients, treatments, and university database, you will be having students, professors, courses. For example, in a students database, you will be having students register number, student name, and their department. So that database that students, you can take the example of data object, also called sample. Data objects can also be called as samples, examples, instances, data points, objects, or tuples. So data objects are described by attributes. So that from student database, what are the attributes you can take means that student register number is the attribute, student name is the attribute, student department is the attribute. You can see the data rows. From that we get data objects, from that we get columns, and from columns we will having attributes. So like I already told you, attributes means, for example, if you take the student database, means from student database you will be having different dimensions. Student ID will be there, student register number will be there, student name will be there, and student department will be there, and their place, date of birth, Aadhaar number. So there can be many attributes for student. Student database is data objects, and attributes its dimensions, like a student register number, student name, like that. There can be many types of data, for example, nominal type of data, binary type of data, ordinal type of data, numeric data. We'll see in detail here. So types of attributes, nominal or binary attributes, and then ordinal attributes, then interval, then ratio. Nominal means that numeric attributes, numbers, or binary, true or false. Then ordinal means like rating, grades, pain level. Or interval means from one interval to another interval, from one time to another time, from one date to another date. Ratio means temperature or any other quantities, counts, age, mass, length. So there can be many types of attributes. So measuring data similarity and dissimilarity. So how a data can be similar to one another, or how a data can be dissimilar to one another, how it can be found. So data similarity and dissimilarity are important measures in data mining that help in identifying patterns and trends in data sets. How similar two data sets, or how dissimilar two data sets are. So to determine how different data are similar, how different data are dissimilar. So similarity measure means, a similarity measure is a mathematical function that quantifies the degree of similarity between two objects or data points. Similarity measures are generally used to identify duplicate record, equivalent instances, or identifying clusters or groups. So dissimilarity means how it's a mathematical function to find how two data points are dissimilar, how two data objects are dissimilar. So these measures are often used in identifying outliers, anomalies, or clusters. Thank you.